Welcome to the 5th episode of the Tim Winter series on the Build It Better podcast. Tim Winter is the founder and CEO of Paradigm Building Group in Fairfax, Virginia. I am Zach Hopkins, and it is my job to dive deeper with you into what Tim has learned, what he knows, and where he's going. If you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. That is why Build It Better exists. It's designed to help the next generation of residential professionals connect and communicate with the best in this industry. Tim is a friend, a mentor, and has some of the highest standards I've ever seen in his space. In this part of the series, I'll be focusing on the future of Paradigm and Tim's outlook on this industry.
Where Paradigm was about 2014 to 2016, if you want to kind of talk about from that point, to where you are today.
Sure, yeah. So we learned a lot, like I said. A lot of it was trying to find our identity, find out what we do really well. We jumped into kind of the spec building space early part of 13 into 14, maybe a little bit of 15. In the spec space, basically we go in, we're buying some properties, tearing down the existing house and building new. Then we're putting on the market for resale, and that resale piece, presents a lot more risk. Right? You're speculating that you're going to sell the home essentially a year from now.
Yep.
Right? So you're anticipating where the market's going to be. So speculation is great risk, but there's also great reward. But in my situation, there's a little bit more risk.
Of course.
Because like I do everything, I go full tilt. And this time we went and we brought in some investors, we raised some money, brought in some banks as well to run some capital for us. And some of the properties sold and made some money, and some of them didn't. And so I learned a lot about, figuring out what makes the most sense. Do we want to get into that type of business? So again, coming through that, we started looking at who are we, what do we do really well? And looking at, the past 7 or 8 years and kind of analyzing, hey, we did commercial, we did some remodeling, we did some new homes, we've done the specs. So really searching through, our identity. And what we found out, what we really do, we're really great with clients. Let's focus on our customers. Let's figure out how to pour into them and build something that fits their lifestyle. And so one of the other things with that is we were doing a lot of these second story additions. We call them pop top additions.
Okay.
And these pop tops became something that we've done really well at. And not many people were doing them, and still not many people do them. A lot of builders would rather go new. It's a little bit easier.
Right.
Actually, it's a lot easier than dealing with something from the existing space.
Yeah.
So really, 2014 into 15, we started analyzing this and saying, all right, we're really good at these pop-top additions, and we're really good at custom homes, and we're really good at pouring into our clients and building what they want. And so we kind of shifted gears completely. We said, this is who we are. This is what Paradigm's about. It's about taking these products and really pouring into our clients. And that's when our marketing shifted. That's when our focus started shifting into, this is who we are, this is what we do. We do pop-top additions, we do custom homes, and we do them really well.
So talk to me a little bit about your team at that point.
Sure.
When you guys are trying to find your identity. Are these team members that you still have on board? How did that all, get to where we are today?
Yeah, so in that time, several of the key players were still involved, especially, Brett at this point, helping me analyze, what we do. Jen from a marketing, perspective, understanding what our strategies are now that we're going to focus on, essentially selling these two types of products. And then, Tuck, one of my project managers, has been with me almost 5 years now, so he's been a part of this.
Okay.
And then we started recruiting, bringing in some new guys. Patrick's been with us about 2 years at this time, and then we started moving into what are some of the areas that we need to grow. So the team has been a part of that focus as well. We found out what we're going to sell. Now we've found out who's going to be on the team. And now kind of what we've gotten to is how are we going to get more efficient in all these different layers through the Paradigm process.
Right. So talk to me a little bit about, like you said, your process.
Sure.
Where do you start with that, and then kind of take me through?
Yeah. So, Obviously everything starts with marketing, right? A lot of the things that we do starts with a strategy. So we build upon this strategy on how do we become the experts in top editions and how do we become the expert in custom homes. It's a pretty crowded space, especially here in the Northern Virginia market. So we wanted to do some things that really set on building a brand that speaks to who Paradigm is and what we do and why we do it differently. So we started there, really analyzing, the process starts with that. So we started building upon several different marketing concepts to do that. And then from there, obviously we start generating leads, and leads come in for the right project. And we built this almost funnel system of, hey, if it's a pop top in these locations, we're taking that lead. If it's a custom home in these locations, we're taking those leads. And then from there, we've started to build upon, closing deals. Right? So you bring the client in, we bring them into a design contract because we're a design build firm. So we come in, we'll design everything, we'll help them put their ideas and thoughts and basically lifestyle on paper.
Functionality, all those different
everything. And then from there, we start to, work through the design phase of drilling down. We start with a concept design, we roll into a more formulated, computer, design, and then from there we roll into full, engineering, detailed specifications as far as like what we need to build the actual project, and what we need to secure permits, what we need to secure final pricing,
Right.
And then at the same time the client comes in and when they start making all the selections from countertops to cabinets to plumbing fixtures or all those things. So in that design phase is really when everything kind of takes shape, and then from there we roll into construction.
I can tell. Sorry about that. I can just tell how passionate you are about the design phase. That's obviously sounds like something you're involved with personally to make sure that design's going smooth in any way that you can.
Definitely always overseeing things. Trying to pop in from meetings from time to time. I may not be directly in every meeting, but giving the oversight and looking at every project is, even if I'm behind the scenes, making sure that it fits our standard is something that is super, super important to us.
Right in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think is very important. So from that design phase, how do you go about, selecting architects, doing those different things?
Yeah.
Is that something where you use the same kind of people, or is it per job? How do you work like that?
So right now we've got a relationship with an architectural firm that we've been working with for about 2.5, 3 years now. Once we made that identity shift, we went after somebody to work with that has the same values, the same ingenuity, but then also the same artistic ability to design and create something unique to our customers, lifestyle. It's not about just pulling a plan off a shelf. Like, we have an architect that really is going to come in and design something specific for their wants and their needs. So then same thing with engineers, same land engineers. We've been working with those guys for many, many years. We like relationships. Right? We're loyal to those that are loyal to us, have the same values, the same ingenuity of building things with high levels of integrity. So we build those relationships there in the design phase, and that also carries into our construction phase. The vendors that we work with, same thing. They've got to be high quality guys that I trust to come do work in my own personal house before I send them to a potential client's house. That's important, right?
Absolutely.
Guys that are highly insured, highly capable of doing great work. Those are the kind of people that we hire.
That's awesome. So talk to me a little bit about, obviously we were in the office earlier today, but talk to me a little bit about, your office is very unique. It's got a couple different, facets to it. There's bathrooms, there's demos, all these different things so that customers can actually come there and walk through that space. I know that kind of makes you guys a lot different because you can kind of do all of it there. Talk to me a little bit about that process. Once the person is fixed on the design, where you guys go from there, because you do have the ability to do that in one place.
Sure. The concept behind the office was to create a space to where clients can come in to a home, an office that looks like a home. It touches, feels for the most part like they're walking into a house. The concept behind this was because we don't have a model, so to say, where clients can walk through. Yeah, we walk them through homes under construction or homes nearing completion, or sometimes we got this small window before clients take ownership of their actual house. We'll bring potential clients through and show it off. But this office space gives us the ability to do that when we may not have an actual product to show them that's already under construction
Right.
or complete. So in the office, it was designed to, show some of the features. Right? In our conference room, we've got hardy plank board and batten siding. We've got a sightline window from JELD-WEN. We've got soffits that are encased in cedar. We got, showing all the different levels of types of doors that we can use, our actual hardware. We've got different samples. We actually have a hardware display unit that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming there to pick some of these things is really to help generate ideas. Not everything is made in our office,
Of course.
but it's there as kind of a starting point to kind of touch and feel and see what some of the functions and features could be that they could put in their own house.
Right, and different qualities and things like that
Exactly.
for them to, actually be able to feel, the way that all the distribution channels and things are changing with Amazon. You see Build.com, you see all these different things happening. It's a little bit different. So as that's moving, I just think it's a very unique style that you guys have, and it really just gives your clients the ability to do everything there, which is awesome.
The internet's wonderful for that kind of stuff, but the problem is you still need to touch it and feel it sometimes,
Exactly.
right? Especially for what we're doing. We're one of the only industries that actually you can watch the product be built from basically a design to completion. I mean, you don't get to see that when iPhone builds their phone. You don't see when the concept comes out and see how all the parts and pieces are put together. With new home construction or a pop top edition, you're seeing this thing come to life.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be able to touch and feel and see what's going into that home, because you can order stuff online that we've all done it. It just doesn't look like the picture.
Mhm.
And that's why the office is important to be able to do that. And then we also have showroom partners that we have where our clients can go and actually touch and feel and experience more of different product, from windows and doors to plumbing faucets to light fixtures, to tile to hardwood, all those different things that we've got these showroom partners where the client can actually go make these selections, work with our designers that are on staff with these showrooms. Really gives them the ability to kind of customize something that's likely, that they'll want versus, us pulling something off the shelf and say, here's your faucet.
Right.
No, which faucet do you want? We'll make that happen for you.
Mhm.
So.
Exactly, and you guys go through that and obviously, help them every step of the way.
Exactly. I mean, our whole goal is, going back to who we are client driven first. And through that, we've created this process so that we can walk our clients through that, hold their hand, be there almost like their tour guide through this process. This is, from people on the outside looking in, this is a challenging process, right? To build something new from scratch or to take a renovation or an existing house and turn it into this renovated house, it's difficult. But for us, we've created this process and we've created this system that's very driven towards our client's experience that sets us apart from, many other, that's the key factor. It separates us. One of the key factors that separates us from other people is this process, because we value the client, we value their home, we value their decisions, we value what they want. It's not about paradigm. I don't have to live there at the end of the day.
Of course.
So we wanted to make it something that they want to be a part of. It's their home. It's their lifestyle. Choose what you want.
Right.
Don't listen. I mean, I'll give you some advice, and give you some great ideas on what you should do and what works and what doesn't work. But at the end of the day, we want our clients to have this experience that ultimately leads to a home that they love and that they can enjoy for a lifetime.
And based on that process, it sounds like you really value your client's time, right? And that's invaluable. So that's something that is very cool that you guys have done that work to get to that place to be able to then, show people. And it doesn't sound easy, but it sounds like it's simple, right?
We've made it that way,
Exactly.
right? We've made it that way because the other thing is I've got great people in place. I'm not doing this on my own. It's the Paradigm process, right? It's Paradigm Building Group. It's the team that's involved with this. Whether it's dealing with Christine and some of those first sales meetings, and then moving into working with David, who handles some of our selections and some of our designs, and then working with Brett, who kind of oversees all of our day-to-day operations, to working with our project managers in the field. Like all of the people that are on our team is the other key differentiator, right? I pour into my people constantly. We're growing, we're learning, we're always trying to make ourselves better. The goal for this year is efficiency. And that's what we're constantly looking at. How do we make this process, how do we make this client experience much better? And we're constantly training and developing our people to do that so that our clients experience that. If you don't have great people, you're not going to have a great experience. We've all been to a restaurant and had a bad waiter. The food was good, but the waiter was terrible, right?
The brand could be great, and all those different things, but
Exactly. And so with us, we want a great waiter, a great service, and a great
All the
brand.
pieces
That's what
of the
we're
puzzle.
building, and that's what the differentiator is with us. It's our product at the end of the day. It's our process,
Mhm.
and it's our people.
Mhm.
Those three things are the key components of what separates Paradigm, and it all comes back to the core, like we talked about earlier, our why.
Mhm.
We care. We care about our clients. We care about our product. We care about internally our people. That culture that we talked about earlier is something that I'm passionate about. I'm building a culture that empowers the team to lead. They have full ability to. They run their day to day. They're not being micromanaged, and that spills out into how they work with clients. And it gives them this autonomy to have a relationship with the client, to where it's not just kind of cut and dry experience. And that's really another thing that's I think separates us from the big pool of builders that are in this market.
Yeah, I mean it's brought you a very long way, at this point, and that kind of brings me right into the next question. That's where you are now, 5-10 years. Where's Paradigm Building Group? Where are you guys going?
Sure. I mean, growing. That's the key. But growing in a sense that we're taking on the right projects, working with the right clients, and in the right areas. We've built the systems, and we talked a brief overview of the process. But each and every day, that's my responsibility to analyze each segment of our business to make sure that we're becoming more efficient, that we're becoming this seamless integration, so that the clients have an experience like none other. So with that, as we bring on more projects, the team's going to grow. So there's going to be some growth there within our Paradigm family, and hopefully in the next 2 to 5 years, we're growing, and you see more Paradigm signs on streets, and you've got more happy Paradigm clients out and about that are telling their friends and family about, hey, you want to build a pop top called Paradigm, you want a custom home? These guys are the best. They will design something for you that fits exactly your lifestyle. I've not built the same house twice.
Wow.
Ever.
That's
I
awesome.
mean,
Yeah.
in the past when I was at NVR, different situation, but as a Paradigm, we've never built the same project more than once.
That's got to be pretty fun.
It's awesome because every client is unique, and every client has a specific style that's their house, and that's the part that's fun. Is like we get to be a part of building this relationship with a client, and ultimately giving them something that is unique to themselves that nobody else has. And the thing about it is people hear the word custom like, oh, it's very expensive. It's not. It's just our way of designing something that's unique and special to our client, at a fair price. And with that fair price comes a high level of service and a high experience, and an opportunity to work with a team that cares. And that's what's going to propel us forward. The next 2 to 5 years, like you asked, that's what's going to propel us is our product, our people, and our process.
So it sounds like you're gonna keep doing the same things you're doing. I mean, you're doing them very well. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Right. No, that's exactly it. We've been, the key now is just fine tuning it so
Exactly.
that we've gotten this thing down pat. We understand what we need to do, and the goal is to just keep growing. There's always some things that need to be tweaked and improved, but that's what I love about business.
Right.
That's the excitement of it. It gets you up every day. Each day is a different day to learn and grow, learn something new every day, meet new people every day, new clients, new realtors, new lenders, new whoever. That's what I love about this industry is the network is constantly growing, and it's an opportunity to meet new people and just experience life.
Absolutely. So I'm going to wrap up with that. Tim, if you want to say a little bit of information, how people can get in touch with you, any of the listeners out there, feel free to reach out to him with any questions about whether it's business, construction, anything like that. What would be good information?
Sure. Yeah. The best thing is you can check us out online at ParadigmBuildingGroup.com. You can shoot me an email at twinter@ParadigmBuilds.com. We'd love to connect with you any way we can. If you're looking to do a project here in the Northern Virginia area, give me a shout. We can definitely help you accomplish your dreams. If you want to learn more about the foundation, the Paradigm Foundation that we talked about earlier, you can check out ParadigmFoundation.org, learn a little bit more about what we're doing, and maybe come join us on a trip sometime. But again, Zach, just appreciate you having me on today and just spending some time, and looking forward to, as this podcast takes off and as you grow, I'm excited to be your friend and walk alongside you.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And, hopefully you guys got as much value as I did.
Awesome.